Give me 9 minutes and I will make you dangerously confident as a mom. What if I told you that the reason you don't feel confident as a mom has nothing to do with your income, your skills, or what you've already accomplished? I have built a business from scratch while raising 4 kids under 6. I have managed a full team, handled multiple clients at once, and made big decisions with a baby inside my tummy and 2 more on my sides at the same time. And if you're sitting here thinking that you just need to believe in yourself more, I need you to keep watching. So if you have ever wondered how to stop absorbing everyone else's stress, or how to finally stop saying yes when you really mean no, or how to actually feel like yourself again inside your own life, I used to think confidence was either something you had or you didn't. Like some women just woke up decisive and have high standard and unbothered, and the rest of us were out here trying to figure how to catch up. So I did what everyone else tells you to do. I worked on my mindset. I told myself I was worthy. I said I had standards. And in theory, I believed I was capable of more. And I was still accepting clients I knew were wrong for me. I was still shrinking in conversations I should have fully owned. I was still carrying around guilt like it was part of my job description as a mom. And then I finally understood something that nobody really talks about. Confidence is not the starting point. It is the result. You do not get confident and then act. You act first, and then the confidence shows up after. And for moms specifically, this is where it gets complicated because we have guilt sitting on top of everything. We have this whole layer of, I don't want to make things difficult. And what if I'm asking too much? On top of every single decision we need to make. And that does not mean you're broken. It means you do not have enough evidence yet that you can actually survive choosing yourself. So let's talk about how you build that evidence. Point 1. Your confidence comes from your receipts, not your affirmations. Your brain is basically a tracking system. It does not care what you tell it, it cares what you show it. Every time you held a boundary and nothing happened, that is a receipt. Every time you charge what you're worth and the client stayed, that is a receipt. Every time you made an aligned decision and your business kept running, that is a receipt. These are the things that actually build confidence. Not what you journal, not what you post, not what you say you believe, what you actually do. And here is where I see so many moms who are already earning get completely stuck. You are waiting to feel ready before you act, but your brain does not work that way. It will not hand you confidence for something you have never done before because it has no evidence to go on. It literally has nothing to work with. I ran my agency for years and I was still tolerating clients who questioned every single decision I made. Clients who treated my expertise as something they could approve or reject. Clients who made me feel like I had to own my retainer every single month. And I kept them, not because I needed the money anymore. I kept them because I have spent years building my identity around being the person who delivers, around being the reliable one, around not being the one who walks away. So letting go felt like failure, even when staying was clearly the thing that was costing me. I remember this client of mine, one of the first few clients that I had, and back then I didn't have firm boundaries yet. He is very micromanaging and wants to hop on a call, even on random hours. One time during one of his surprise calls to me, it was late at night, and I was wearing a noise-canceling headset. He was telling me, "Can you not hear that?" And I said, "What is it?" And he said, "This broke my heart. I can hear a baby cry for a good minute now. Can you not hear it while you're talking?" Turns out my baby has been crying since he fell off the bed. And since I was wearing this noise-canceling headset, I couldn't hear a damn thing. And so I promised myself and my son that that could never happen again. And I let go of that client shortly after. The moment that I decided to finally let go, what came back was my energy, my ability to actually think clearly, the mental space to focus on what I wanted to build instead of just maintaining what I have already outgrown. That was my first real receipt. And my brain did not forget it. So I want to ask you something. What is one decision that you have been avoiding that if you did today would give your brain its first receipt? Not a thought, not a plan for the next quarter, a decision. This one I want you to sit with because I've been constantly seeing this in moms who are already holding a lot. There are weeks where I genuinely fell behind on everything. Kids are sick, a client situation needs managing, my team has questions that I do not have the bandwidth to answer properly, I have not slept well in 3 days, and if I only go by how I feel during those weeks, the story that I am telling myself is I am failing, I am behind, and nothing is working. But when I actually look at what happened that week, clients are retained, the team handled things, payroll got met, kids are cared for, and the systems are still running without me touching everything. The facts and the feelings are not even having the same conversation. Your mood is not an accurate picture of your progress. It is just your most recent mood. And moms are especially vulnerable to this because we carry so much. We notice every moment we fell short. The snapped response, the things we missed, the work call that bled into dinner time, we replay those on a loop. But the 5 things that we handled well that same day, gone. Like they never happened. And then we sit here wondering why we don't feel confident. Here's what I want you to start doing, and it only takes 2 minutes. At the end of each week, write down 3 things you did that the woman you are becoming would be proud of. Did you raise your rate? Write it down. Did you protect your morning this week? Write it down. Did you let go of something misaligned without spending the next 4 days over apologizing for it? Write that down too. Your brain needs actual receipts to start telling you a different story about yourself. Right now, it is running on the negative highlights reel. Give it a full picture. The fastest way to build confidence is to make it impossible to fail. Okay, this one I had to learn the hard way, both in my business and my personal growth. When I was building out my team systems, my SOPs, my frameworks, all the processes that lets my VAs run the work without needing me to be there for every single decision. I did not sit down one weekend and overhaul everything at once. I documented one process, then I documented another, and then another. Small moves stacked consistently over time. And my team would actually tell me, you have such a specific way of doing things. And because of that, we can handle this much volume without everything falling apart. And that did not happen because of one big dramatic move. It happened because of small, consistent ones. And the same thing is true for you. If you want to step into a higher standard version of yourself, you do not need to fix your entire life this week. You do not need to fire all your draining clients, rewrite all your contracts, overhaul your rate, and become a completely different person by Friday. That is the fastest way to overwhelm yourself into doing absolutely nothing. You just need one small move that the woman you are becoming would make. Maybe that is not answering a message after a certain time of day. Maybe that is finally adding that line in your contract that you have been scared to add. Maybe it's just deciding today that you are not going to over-explain a decision you already made. One thing, one new receipt. Because here is what happens when you try to go too big too fast and you stumble. You do not feel like you just failed at a goal. You start to feel like you are a failure. And then you have less energy to try again, and the cycle keeps going. But one small move, you cannot lose at that. Your brain gets a win. And that win is what makes the next move feel possible. You do not need the fear to go away. You just have to move anyway. Okay, last point, and this is the one that I really want the moms to hold on to. The guilt does not live before you make the brave decision. The fear does not go away before you have the hard conversation. The discomfort does not disappear before you raise your price, or walk away from a wrong client, or step into the version of yourself that you keep pushing to the next quarter. It goes away after, sometimes during, never before. When I made the decision to start moving away from the ads girl, the identity that I have relied for 7 years, the skill that got me out of financial limitation and built the income that takes care of my kids and my team, I was genuinely scared. Not of failing publicly. I was scared of losing the thing that I worked so hard to become. And I still had to be willing to outgrow it. Because the thing that saved you could become the thing that's keeping you small if you hold on to it past its season. The fear was there the entire time I was deciding. It did not leave before I moved. It got quieter because I moved. And that is what I want for you. Stop waiting for the guilt to lift before you make that decision. Stop postponing the next version of yourself until you feel like the woman who can handle it. Because that woman only gets built by making the decision first. You are already doing some of the hardest hardest things that a person can do. You are building something real while raising little humans and trying to become someone new all at the same time. The evidence is already there. You just have to start reading it. So to keep it simple, here is what we covered today. Confidence is a result, not a starting point. You act first, then it shows up. Stop measuring your progress by your mood and start tracking your actual moves. Give your brain the receipts. Make it small enough that you cannot fail. One standard raise this week is worth more than a full overhaul that falls apart. And you do not need the fear gone. You just need to move while it's there. The next version of you is not waiting somewhere far away. She is on the other side of the decision you have been putting off. Go make it. And if you have a mom friend who needs to hear this today, send it to her. She will thank you for it. See you on the next one.